Hazard lights blinked in the dark. Like the car was asking for help. When officers approached, they expected a routine traffic stop, but what their body cam footage captured would shock an entire town. Inside the locked vehicle sat two newlyweds. Shot dead, no forced entry. No weapon. No sign of a killer. So how did a perfect anniversary week end in a sealed car murder mystery? Dive into this suspenseful crime mystery, where the investigation uncovers dark secrets. The call came in at 7:42 p.m., dispatch labeled it routine. A vehicle stopped on County Route 17 in Maple Hollow, Illinois. Hazard lights blinking. Occupants unresponsive. Officer Daniel Reyes had responded to dozens of calls like that. Most turned out to be nothing more than a stalled engine, a medical issue, or someone who had simply fallen asleep behind the wheel. As he and Officer Mark Sullivan pulled up behind the dark gray sedan, their body cameras already recording, neither man expected the moment that would follow to define the rest of their careers. The sedan sat perfectly centered on the shoulder. No visible damage. No shattered glass. No skid marks, just blinking hazard lights cutting through the early October dusk. Reyes stepped out first, boots crunching against loose gravel. He approached the driver's side window and tapped gently. No movement. Inside sat a young man in his late 20s, hands resting near the steering wheel. His head tilted slightly toward the passenger side. Sullivan circled the vehicle with a flashlight, its beam sweeping across the back seat before landing on the passenger. He froze. "Dan," he said quietly, the tension instantly shifting. "I think they've been shot." Inside the car were Ethan Caldwell and Olivia Caldwell. Married just 11 months. Still wearing their wedding rings. Still dressed as if they had just left a quiet dinner. Olivia's hand rested awkwardly against her lap. Fingers slightly curled, as though time had paused mid-gesture. The doors were locked, the windows were intact, there was no visible weapon. For a moment, the only sound was the clicking of hazard lights and the faint hum of the police cruiser idling behind them, the officers' forced entry. The smell of gunpowder lingered faintly in the sealed interior. Both victims had been shot at close range. There were no shell casings on the road. No footprints in the dirt shoulder. No sign anyone had fled on foot. It looked, impossibly, like whatever had happened occurred entirely inside that locked vehicle, and yet no one else was inside. The case quickly transformed from routine traffic assist to small-town double homicide. Within hours, Maple Hollow was no longer a sleepy Illinois community. It was a crime scene. Yellow tape wrapped around County Route 17. News vans arrived. Social media exploded. Newlyweds found dead in locked car. Bodycam footage reveals shocking discovery. Small-town murder mystery deepens. Ethan and Olivia's social media painted the portrait of a perfect marriage. Smiling photos beneath autumn trees. Anniversary countdown posts. Captions about building a forever together. Friends described them as affectionate, ambitious, inseparable, but detectives know better than to trust curated timelines. Behind the filtered images, investigators uncovered financial pressure. Ethan's contracting business had recently dissolved after a dispute with his former partner, Caleb Mercer. Accusations of missing funds. Angry messages. Legal threats that never reached court. Then came the life insurance policy. 3 weeks before their deaths, Ethan had increased coverage significantly. Olivia was listed as beneficiary. But buried in the fine print was something stranger, a secondary beneficiary added just days later. A name detectives recognized, Caleb Mercer. The revelation rippled through the investigation like a shockwave. phone records showed Olivia had received a 6-minute call at 6:58 p.m. the night of the shooting. An unregistered prepaid number. After that call, location data indicated their vehicle slowed, then stopped on County Route 17. Caleb's phone pinged a nearby tower that same hour, not directly at the scene, but close enough. When detectives reviewed the body cam footage frame by frame, something subtle caught their attention. Ethan's driver's seat was pushed farther back than his usual driving position according to family testimony. Olivia's hand rested unnaturally, almost posed. Forensics confirmed both had been shot from extremely close range. The angle suggested the shooter was inside the vehicle, likely in the back seat. The theory was chilling. Caleb arranges to meet them under the guise of reconciliation. He enters the back seat. Conversation escalates. Shots are fired. He exits through the rear passenger door. Using a duplicate key fob from their former business partnership, one he never returned, he locks the car remotely, then disappears into the wooded area bordering the highway where a motorcycle waits hidden from view. No weapon recovered, no eyewitnesses, just digital breadcrumbs and motive. Caleb denied everything. When he was arrested 3 weeks later, he appeared calm, cooperative. He insisted he had been near County Route 17 but never approached the vehicle. He claimed the life insurance beneficiary addition was an administrative oversight tied to unresolved business obligations. The town fractured. Some believed the evidence was overwhelming. Others whispered about inconsistencies. About how the locked car element never fully aligned with the prosecution's timeline. Then the courtroom bombshell arrived. A defense forensic expert argued that the angle of Ethan's wound could suggest self-infliction. The claim ignited speculation. Was this a staged murder-suicide? Was Olivia the intended target? Or was the entire crime scene manipulated to mislead investigators? The jury deliberated for 4 days. Maple Hollow waited. News headlines refreshed hourly. True crime channels dissected the body cam footage, zooming into reflections in the car window, debating the position of Olivia's hand, analyzing every second of audio from that first knock on the glass. Finally, the verdict came. Guilty on 2 counts of first-degree murder. Caleb Mercer showed no visible reaction as the sentence was read, life without parole. But even after conviction, doubt lingered in corners of the internet. Threads on crime forums debated alternate theories. Amateur analysts questioned the missing weapon. Some insisted the insurance motive was too obvious. Others believed the truth was simpler: betrayal and rage inside a confined space, 2 newlyweds, 1 sealed vehicle. No forced entry, no outside threat, just blinking hazard lights in the dark and body cameras capturing the moment routine turned into horror. And in Maple Hollow, County Route 17 remains quiet now, but some drivers still slow down when they pass that stretch of road, because sometimes the most disturbing mysteries aren't about what happened, they're about how it happened, inside locked doors, in plain sight, with no easy answers blinking back in the dark. Did Caleb Mercer commit this crime, or is there another twist to uncover? Tune in next time.